Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Polygon Matic, whose current price stands at the $0.8049 mark, and here on TradingView the market is down by 1.09%. and in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot waves and the Fibonacci's, and also the key areas of support and resistances. So make sure that you stick around till the end of the video, and I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart. Polygon Matic from the all-time high has been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which has now taken us back to around the $0.32 mark, and having done so I believe it has done the minimum that we expected it to do in its ABC corrective movement, and soon we are going to see a very nice bounce obeying this Elliot wave structure, having a wave 5 taking us back to an all-time high. But before we get to an all-time high, we first need to see a first wave to the upper side information, and I believe that is what has been playing out here on the Polygon Matic chart. And if I jump to the 4-hour chart so that we can see this better, within that first wave to the upper side, I also expected to see fractal waves in formation within that wave 1, and I believe that is what is playing out here on the 4-hour chart. And that movement to the upper side has been obeying this Elliot wave structure, which is a fractal wave within that wave 1 to the upper side. And right now we are in the formation of a fifth wave to the upper side, which I believe once we see the completion of that fifth wave to the upper side, that will be completing this higher Elliot wave count 1. And if I get a little bit into the details of the formation of this fractal wave, so that it can also give us the key scenarios that we expect to play out. After making our low down there, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, making a high for that first wave to the upper side. Then saw a very nice retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 2, which was obeying the Fibonacci's by retracing into the area between the Fib level 0.618 and the Fib level 0.382. And after making our low for that second wave, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of a third wave, making our high at around the $1.06 mark. And after making the high for that third wave to the upper side, whatever we expected next is a retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 4, which I believe is the movement that we can see right here. And because our wave 4 is a retracement of the third wave, we can use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of the wave 3 down here to the high of that wave 3 to give us a minimum retracement area to the lower side in the formation of our wave 4, and that is the area between the the Fib level 0.382 and the Fib level 0.618. And I can mark that target area here on the chart like that, and removing the Fibonacci's, you can see that Polygon Matic respected that movement to the lower side by retracing into this red target area that I have drawn out over here on this chart, making our low at around the $0.69 mark. And because our wave 4 is a corrective wave, I also expected to see an ABC corrective movement play out here on this chart, and we have it right here, having this as the wave A, then a wave B making our high at around the $0.94 mark, then continued pushing lower in the formation of our wave C to complete the formation of that wave 4 to the lower side. And after making our low at around the $0.69 mark, we have been seeing a very nice bounce to the upper side. And before we saw a breakout to the upper side, we had been trading within a channel which is right here, which lies between two key areas of support and resistances. That is the key area of resistance at around the $0.79 mark and the $0.72 mark, which is a key area of support. And this movement to the upper side has also been obeying an Elliot wave structure. And because our wave 5 to the upper side is an impulsive wave, I also expected to see fractal waves in formation within that fifth wave to the upper side, and I believe we can see that movement to the upper side in an Elliot wave structure, having this as the first wave to the upper side, then a wave 2, then this impulsive movement is what we can term as a wave 3, then a wave 4, and then a wave 5 to complete that higher Elliot wave count 1, which is a fractal wave within that fifth wave to the upper side. And if I get a little bit into the formation of this fractal wave within our wave 5, so that we can get the key scenarios that I expect to play out, now that we're in the formation of a third wave, we can use the trend based Fibonacci to get a minimum target area to the upper side by just connecting the fibs from the low of the wave 1 to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of the wave 2 down here, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of this third wave at around the Fib level 1.618, and that lies at around the $0.872 mark. And you can see Polygon Matic has not yet maximized that target area to the upper side, because the high that we have right now for that third wave to the upper side is at around the $0.85 mark. So there's a possibility that maybe we might be able to push higher to fully maximize that target area, and there is also a possibility that maybe the high was in at around the $0.85 mark, and we are not going to make it to the fib level 1.618, and that's why we are seeing this movement to the lower side in what we can term as a wave 4 to the lower side. So there's a possibility we can assume that the high was in at around the $0.85 mark, then start to sketch out a movement to the lower side in this movement that you can see over here, terming it as a wave 4 to the lower side. And because a wave 4 is a retracement of the third wave, we can use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of the wave 2 to the high of that wave 3 up there, and that gives us a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of that fourth wave to the lower side between the fib level 0.382 and the fib level 0.5, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that, and then remove the Fibonacci's, and that target area lies between the $0.8053 mark and the $0.7893 mark, and you can see we have come down into that target area. There is a wick that has hammered into that target area right here, so there is a possibility this is a wave 4 that we are seeing over here, and because a wave 4 is a corrective wave, I also expect to see an ABC corrective movement, and we can see such a movement right here, having this as the wave A, then a wave B, then a wave C, which has made a low at around the $0.79 mark, so there is a possibility this is a wave 4 to the lower side. And whatever we might see next, in case there is an increase in volume here on the Polygon Matic chart and the whole crypto market is in a movement to the upper side, then we can expect to see a fifth wave to the upper side, completing that higher Elliot wave count 1, which is right here. We also need to have invalidation points because this is obeying an Elliot wave structure to the upper side, and we can only invalidate this movement to the upper side in this Elliot wave structure in case this wave 4 continues to push lower and gets into the high of that first wave that we have over here at around the $0.7937 mark. So in case we see that movement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 4, and that wave 4 collides with the high of that first wave to the upper side, then we might be invalidating my Elliot wave structure to the upper side, and we might have to look at this movement to the upper side as something else. Also zooming in so that I can also give you a target area for that higher Elliot wave count 1 that we have over here. We have the high for that higher Elliot wave count 1, that is the fractal wave count 1, and also the fractal wave 3. So we can use the trend based Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of the wave 1 down here to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the high of that wave 3, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 1 at the fib level 0.618, and that lies at around the $1.2454 mark. So that is the minimum that I would expect that higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upper side to do. Also taking a look at the indicators to see what movements will be supported. Here on the RSI we are trading at around the 39 mark, and that means we have massive room for us to support any movement to the upper side to complete that higher Elliot wave count 1. Also taking a look at the MACD, on the MACD we have printed a bearish cross, and that would mean lower prices could be coming our way, and that could support any movement to the lower side in the formation of that fractal wave 4 to the lower side, and then expect a bit of a movement to the upper side in the formation of a wave 5 to complete that higher Elliot wave count 1. And that's the update for Polygon Matic, and I'll keep you updated.